Hey, you're listening to the 5-Minute Podcast Review for Friday, August 3rd, 2018. And thanks again to everyone who's been sending in podcast suggestions. It really does help broaden the variety. The first podcast is an example of this. It comes from Ryan in Sydney, Australia, and it's called Dead Bodies. Pretty good name because that's exactly what each episode is about. Real-life stories from people who have found, seen, or worked with dead bodies. But it's weirdly not as morbid as you might think. It's a bit like listening in on some sort of, dinner table conversation between friends where the question of, hey, who's seen a dead body has come up. So you can hear what I mean, I'll play you a few seconds of a typical episode introduction, which includes this almost jaunty music intro.
Hello, Chanel.
Hello, welcome back, Dead Bodies.
Let's get down to it. How's your week, by the way?
It's been good. I haven't seen any dead bodies this week, but that's why we're here, so we can talk about them and tell you about them.
I still have never seen one in my life, and counting.
It'll happen.
It's like we're tempting fate, aren't we? We really are. All right, this is not so ghoulish this week, but it's a mystery body. Allow me to tell you the story of the little girl under the floorboards.
Okay, I'll leave it there. You can download the episode if you want to hear more about the little girl under the floorboards. So we also heard in that clip a bit of the running theme between the two hosts, which is the contrast between the one who's a crime reporter and has seen a ton of dead bodies and the other who hasn't seen a single one. And it feels like the series is driven by the mixture of curiosity, fear and fascination that the host who's never seen a dead body feels, and presumably many listeners also feel. Dead Bodies just started in June, but there's 7 or 8 episodes up at the moment, where typically the hosts banter a bit, call up listeners who have a dead body story of their own to tell, and occasionally bring on a professional guest, someone who's worked with dead bodies so that they can share their stories also. If it sounds like Dead Bodies could be up your alley, check it out, and you can use the link I've put on your screen to do just that. Moving along, well, sort of, it's a bit of an improvement. We go from dead bodies to loneliness with a look at a podcast called The Lonely Hour. Yes, it's a podcast about loneliness, but it's not as down as it sounds. Each episode focuses on a different aspect or cause of loneliness. For example, episode 2 looks at how motherhood can be a cause of loneliness, isolating new mums from work colleagues, friends, and other adult company. Another episode deals with the loneliness of an expat who transferred overseas for a work opportunity but found loneliness to be a bigger problem than he expected. There are episodes that look at loneliness caused by self-consciousness, social media, the breakup of a relationship, and isolating jobs like, for example, being a writer. On the other hand, there are episodes that focus on the upside of loneliness. We hear from a person who finds they are never alone anymore and misses being alone. There are episodes on the pleasures of solo travel and solo dining. Loneliness is on the rise in developed societies around the world, and The Lonely Hour is presenter Julia Bainbridge's attempt to start a conversation about loneliness and ultimately help destigmatise it. That's The Lonely Hour, and again, the link is on your screen. Righto, let's end on a lighter note with a podcast called The Great Debates. And I reckon the title might contain just a bit of tongue-in-cheekedness because looking down the episode list, you'll see debate subjects like hot tubs aren't gross, or Kanye West would make a better president than Donald Trump, or sneezing is a pleasant experience. That's just to name a few of the couple hundred debate topics across the episodes of The Great Debates. Hosted by Steve Helly and Dave King, along with a moderator, each episode, a not-so-serious topic like the ones I just mentioned, is selected, and without any preparation, a debate is smashed out by the hosts. The debates, using a loose version of formal debating rules, run around 10 minutes or so, with a winner declared at the end by the moderator. It's a bit of a fun listen, hearing the hosts struggle to improvise convincing arguments on their feet. I'd suggest you scroll down the episode list, pick off a few topics that appeal to you, and see what you think. That's The Great Debates, links on your screen, along with links to the other 2 podcasts we looked at, which were Dead Bodies and The Lonely Hour. Keep the podcast suggestions coming in. The email link for that's also on your screen. And that's it for this episode. See you in the next one. Thanks for listening.